All right, strap in, everyone. Today, we're going deep on hemp marketing.
Ooh, hemp marketing.
You know, like, what does it take to really make it in this industry?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely having a moment.
Definitely. And we've got this company called HempAware.
HempAware, okay.
They're like a marketing agency, but specifically for hemp and cannabis businesses.
Interesting. So they're niche.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
And their big thing is they claim they can, get this, HempAware sales.
HempAware, huh? Clever.
Right. So we're going to see, like, can they actually back that up?
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so right off the bat, HempAware acknowledges the elephant in the room.
Peaches.
Stigma.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, they say straight up that a lot of hemp businesses struggle with marketing.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It's not like hemp has the best reputation, right?
Totally. But they also point out it's not just about perception.
No. What else is there?
Well, for one, the regulations are a nightmare.
Ah, yeah, I can imagine.
So, like, even if you have a killer marketing strategy, you're constantly navigating this legal minefield. That's got to be tough. And then on top of that, the market's getting super crowded.
So standing out is even harder.
Exactly. And HempAware, like, they don't sugarcoat it. They say if you don't market effectively,
What happened?
your business is basically toast.
Wow. All right, so the stakes are high.
High stakes. So how do they propose to save the day?
Yeah, how do they hemp-power these businesses?
Well, their website says they grow hemp and cannabis companies
Okay, but how?
by boosting traffic, leads, and sales.
Right, but that's everyone's goal, isn't it? What makes them different?
Good point. So what they emphasize is targeted marketing.
Ah, so it's not just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Nope. It's about finding your ideal customer and crafting a message that resonates with them.
That makes sense.
And that's where their fractional CMO thing comes in.
Fractional CMO? What in the world is that?
I know, right? It sounds kind of jargony. Basically, it's like having an outsourced marketing department.
Oh, interesting. So they essentially become your marketing team, but without the full-time commitment.
Yeah.
Exactly. Especially helpful for smaller businesses that might not have the resources for a whole in-house team.
I see. So you're getting the expertise without the overhead.
Right. But can a marketing agency that's not, like, totally immersed in hemp really get it?
That's a good question.
Like, can they really understand the nuances of this industry?
Well, HempAware, they definitely try to address that concern head on.
Oh, so.
They talk a lot about their industry-backed expertise.
Okay, so they're saying, trust us, we know hemp.
Basically. They even have this tagline, not every marketing agency understands hemp and knows the ins and outs of the industry, but we do.
A little on the nose, but I appreciate the confidence.
So do you buy it? Do you think that's enough to convince a hemp business owner?
Well, it's a start, but I'd want to see some proof, you know?
Hard evidence.
Yeah. Thankfully, they do have this case study about bulkhempwarehouse.com.
Bulkhempwarehouse.com. Okay.
They say they've been growing that site for over 10 years.
10 years. That's a pretty long time. Right. And consistently increasing their traffic, leads, and sales.
So it sounds like they know what they're doing, at least in that niche.
Yeah. But what did they actually do? Like, what's the secret sauce?
Right, because that's the real question, isn't it? Can they replicate that success for other types of hemp businesses?
Totally. And speaking of getting specific, they seem to be really big on content marketing.
Content marketing, like what? Blog posts, articles, that kind of thing?
Exactly. They offer to create all that stuff tailored for hemp brands.
That's interesting, but is that even, like, viable in this industry?
Weird.
Well, hemp still faces so much censorship and restrictions online. Isn't content marketing kind of risky in that environment?
That's a great point. Like, it's one thing to talk about blog posts and all that, but can you actually get that content seen?
Right. And are they relying on strategies that are already outdated?
Yeah, the digital world moves so fast.
So the question is, are they keeping up?
All right, so we've got this agency making bold claims about hempowering sales.
They're leaning hard into their hemp expertise.
And they're big on content marketing, but we need to see if that actually works in this, like, tricky digital landscape.
It all comes down to the people behind the company, right?
Exactly. So who are these hempsters at the helm of HempAware?
Hempster.
Hempsters. Get it.
Oh, I get it.
All right, so the masterminds behind this whole operation are Tyler Hoff and Dodee Schmitt.
Okay, Tyler and Dodee. What's their story?
Well, together they have over 30 years of experience in the hemp industry.
30 years. Wow, that's a serious commitment.
Right. So they're not just jumping on some trend. They've been in the trenches.
All right, so they have the experience, but does that translate into results for their clients? That's what we need to figure out.
And does their hempster persona, like, help or hurt their credibility?
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy, but also kind of endearing, right?
Maybe it's just a way of, like, not taking themselves too seriously.
Which can be refreshing, especially in an industry that can sometimes feel a little intense.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got this agency that's making big promises, embracing the hempster life, and they've got decades of experience under their belt.
But are they truly the hemp marketing gurus they claim to be? Let's dive into their website and find out. You know, one thing I noticed on their site was all these testimonials.
Oh, yeah, from, like, actual hemp businesses.
Yeah, they've got all these hemp industry professionals singing their praises.
That's always a good sign, right? Social proof and all that.
For sure. But do they actually, say anything specific?
Like, do they go beyond just HempAware is great?
Exactly. Did they give any insights into how they got results?
Let's see. Okay, this one mentions a big jump in website traffic.
Because of HempAware.
Yeah, they say it was after implementing HempAware's SEO strategy.
SEO, huh? That's gonna be tough for hemp, right? With all the restrictions online?
You'd think so. Maybe that's where their expertise really comes in.
Like finding those sneaky ways around the algorithms.
Right. I mean, they've been doing this for over a decade. They must have some tricks up their sleeve.
True, but the internet changes so fast. Like, what worked a few years ago might be totally useless now.
That's a good point. I wonder how they're adapting to all the new platforms and stuff.
Like TikTok, right? Everyone's on TikTok these days.
Exactly. It's all about short-form video now.
So are they on top of that? Or are they stuck in the past?
Well, that's where their whole walking the hemp talk thing comes in, I guess.
Walking the hemp talk?
Yeah, remember how they actually run bulkhempwarehouse.com?
Oh, right. So they're not just advising, they're actually in the game.
Exactly. So they're constantly testing and tweaking their strategies in a real-world setting.
Makes sense. They've basically got their own, marketing laboratory.
And they're using their own site as the guinea pig?
Smart. But hold on, bulkhempwarehouse.com, that's just raw hemp, right?
Yeah, like bulk hemp seeds and stuff.
It's not exactly the same as selling, CBD skincare products or something.
True. It's a different target audience for sure.
Like, someone buying hemp seeds in bulk probably isn't thinking about wrinkles.
Exactly. They're probably more concerned with price and shipping logistics.
But someone shopping for a hemp face cream, they're looking for a solution to a specific problem.
And they're probably more influenced by branding and marketing too.
Totally. So the question is, can HempAware's approach translate to those types of businesses?
Yeah, because selling a raw material is different from selling a finished product.
You need a different kind of story, right?
Definitely. You have to tap into those emotions, those desires.
It's not just about the features and benefits of hemp itself.
It's about what hemp can do for you, the consumer.
Right. Like, how can hemp solve your problems and make your life better?
And how do you tell that story in a way that cuts through all the noise?
Because, let's be honest, everyone's bombarded with marketing messages these days.
It's overwhelming.
So how does a hemp business stand out? Especially when they might not have the same budget as a big corporation.
Maybe that's where the whole hempster thing comes back in.
You think?
Maybe they need to be a little crooky, a little unconventional.
To get noticed? Possibly. But they also need to be professional, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. You don't want to come across as amateurish.
It's a delicate balance.
Definitely. Okay, let's circle back to their content marketing services.
The blog posts and articles and all that.
Right. Do you think that's enough these days?
I mean, it's a good start, but it depends, right?
On what?
On how they do it. Are they creating content that people actually want to read?
Yeah, and watch. Because nobody has the attention span for long blog posts anymore.
Unless it's really good.
True. And it has to be visually appealing, too.
Especially for hemp. People want to see the beautiful plants, the textures of the fabrics.
Right. It's an aesthetic experience.
It's about creating a feeling, not just conveying information.
So it's not enough to just say, hemp is great.
You have to show it. Make people feel it.
And that's a tough challenge, especially for a plant that's still dealing with so much baggage.
But that's what makes it so interesting, right?
Totally. It's not just marketing. It's almost like activism.
You're trying to change perceptions, shift the narrative.
And hopefully create a better future.
A hemp-powered future.
So we've been talking about HempAware and their approach, and something keeps coming back to me.
What's that?
This idea that marketing hemp is like walking a tightrope.
Yeah, you're constantly balancing between all these, competing forces.
Exactly. On one hand, you've got this amazing plant with so much potential.
But on the other hand, you've got all this stigma and legal uncertainty.
And you're trying to navigate all that in a digital landscape that's changing every minute.
It's one thing to create a great marketing campaign.
But can you actually get it in front of people?
Without getting flagged or banned or whatever.
Right. And even if you do reach people, can you actually convince them?
Convince them to, like, trust hemp.
Yeah, because it's not enough to just talk about the benefits. You have to overcome all that negative baggage.
You have to tell a story that resonates, that makes people feel something.
And that story has to be authentic. It can't just be hype.
Because people can smell BS a mile away, especially when it comes to something like hemp.
Totally. So going back to HempAware, their mission is to help 108 million people and companies do very well with hemp.
108 million. Wow, that's ambitious.
Is that even possible?
That's a huge goal.
I mean, it would require a massive shift in perception, right?
Totally. And it would take a lot more than just marketing.
Yeah, you'd need changes in legislation, infrastructure, all that stuff.
But imagine if it happened.
What, like a truly hemp-powered world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where hemp is a mainstream material, a source of food, fuel, everything.
That's a pretty incredible vision.
It's a future worth fighting for sure.
And it's going to take companies like HempAware, people who are really passionate about hemp.
People who are willing to push the boundaries, take risks.
And tell the stories that need to be told.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners today? What should they be thinking about?
I think the biggest thing is hemp marketing is not easy.
It's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
It's a long game.
It requires patience, dedication, and a deep understanding of the plant and the industry.
But for those who are willing to put in the work,
the rewards could be huge.
Not that just financially, but for the planet too.
It's about creating a more sustainable future, and hemp has a big role to play in that.
So if you're passionate about hemp, if you believe in its potential,
don't be afraid to jump in, get involved, and tell your story.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into hemp marketing, everyone.
It's been a fascinating conversation, and hopefully it sparked some new ideas and inspiration.
Until next time.